All right, so as far as men versus accountability, when it comes to why I feel like men lack accountability. Another example is no discernment. No discernment. Now, this is what I mean when I say no discernment. Men do not have the ability to judge well. Now, I'm hearing all this red pill shit. I'm listening to Eight at the Table, all these, where these men are talking about women lack discernment. Why do I hear all these horror stories about all these men's baby mamas? Now, we're this for the same examples, right? Where men would say, well, don't make it seem like that man just turned that way all of a sudden.
Right.
He was always like that. It's the same thing with men, and we are in control of it because we are the leaders of the relationship. So, men lack discernment. They do not have the ability to judge well. Listen, this is personally.
Okay.
I'm hearing cousins, brothers, friends, uncles, all of you. Get what I'm saying? All these women talk about the mother of their children, their baby mamas, their girlfriends, and how these women are bad women. They don't listen. They don't know how to follow direction. My guy, you chose her.
Right.
It always go back to my first point, and you didn't leave. She ain't keeping you hostage.
Right.
You're not forced into that relationship. How do y'all keep choosing bad women?
She showed you what she's capable of doing to you.
In the beginning.
She showed you she didn't have any remorse for
Man.
your men, for your well-being,
Right.
for your future, for just your everyday life. When they show you that, I don't know, a lot of men think it's cute.
Yes.
Because
yes.
I think
you brought it to my point of why they continue to deal with it.
like they get to a point where it's a lot of confusion and delusion because they think they're so in control because they're a man, but they're not even in control of their emotions. So you're not controlling your environment. But you think you are because you're a man.
Let me cut you off because you just spoke on the emotions.
Okay.
The man think he's in control because he's provoking these emotions out of a woman. he thinks he's in control. But let's stick to the discernment of they're picking these women. Of course, she has the right to keep the baby and manipulate and play games later on, brother.
Right.
Later on. But you picked them. You're 3 for 3 with bad women. You 10 for 10 with bad women.
You seen how she talked to you. You see how she talks to her family. You see how she talks to her friends. Most importantly, you see how she interacts with her friends. And you telling me you didn't discern what type of woman that was? Well, she don't say that stuff to me, and she don't talk like that to me, and she don't. But you see how she acts outside of you, so you know you're being tricked then.
Yes.
You know you're being deceived.
Because eventually she will.
Exactly. As soon as something's not going her way or in the way she said her life is going to go, it's
Scorched earth.
It's exactly scorched earth, and it's your fault.
You picked her, bro.
But you don't want to accept the accountability and say, yeah, it is my fault because I decided to stay with you.
Yes, back to accountability. That's what I'm saying. Your lack of judgment in judging well, knowing what's bad and what's good. See, a lot of people would say, no discernment. Discernment, having the ability to judge well.
Yes. And I hear a lot of men all the time, oh, I'm an energy reader. You know, you hear women say it a lot, but it's been a lot of men lately.
Man.
I can read the room. I know energy. I feel it.
Yeah.
Well, why you ain't feel that she looked at you as a bitch ass nigga?
How come you didn't feel when she was playing a game with you?
How come you didn't feel she was 1 foot in, 1 foot out? How come you didn't feel she was monkey barring you?
Come on.
How you didn't feel that, Mr. Empath?
How you didn't feel that she really don't like you? She's only using you for money, for sex. You know, like how didn't you feel that when those are the biggest feelings?
And that brings me back to the delusion of men thinking they're always in control because they're men. You're not in control of nothing until you're controlling your emotions.
No, but go back to it. I just said it. men feel like they're in control because you know how to provoke.
Because you know how to
these
provoke
emotions
something.
out of her.
Of course you could provoke. You could provoke any woman.
Yes.
You don't have to know her.
Yes.
You could provoke any woman because we're provocable.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to? Especially, I don't even know you. Why are you talking to me like that?
Or just think about it like this: when you're watching other podcasts and you're watching it with women, they're provoked.
Exactly.
As soon as this man on this podcast say some dumb shit they don't like or they don't agree with, she's provoked.
She's provoked.
She's all in her feelings. She's talking all this shit. She don't want to talk. Or when you look at women on the podcast.
Exactly.
As soon as the host or these other people are talking about something they do not like, she's provoked. And then, now she's in her feelings.
And then they talking about discernment and being able to read. If you're able to provoke her by saying such words, why aren't you discerning the type of woman she is from being provoked? Why is she provoked by that?
Yes.
Where's the discernment? Where's the empath powers? Where's the I feel vibes?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
You're a king.
You didn't feel her vibe?
You're a king. Every dude feel like they have the ability to lead and that. Are you a king? Okay, my guy, if you know how to provoke your woman in a way to where she's acting out in a negative way, how come you don't know how to provoke her and make her act positive?
How come you don't know how to provoke her in the sexual ways you want?
Come on.
I'm just confused because you think you're powerful because you're provoking someone to anger when in reality that woman needs to work on why that's provoking her.
Yes.
It's not you, it's her.
Yes. But it just goes back to where men have no discernment.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're getting away. Now, when people say this and they say, so do you feel like you? Yes. When I look at my life, there is no, you can, now that's what I'm saying with a man. Somebody can start acting negative towards you on their own will. I'm not saying that. Like if a girl is just, but goes back to what I was saying, leave. Any woman who's ever acted negative toward me, I left. I showed good discernment in the beginning. She was good. All of a sudden, she could be enticed by other things, and now I left though. I didn't put up with it.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to what I'm saying. So they're making it seem like, oh no, she turns into a whole different person. You're lying. You're lying. She was a good girl. She was this. Discernment come from you seeing through that. That's what I'm saying. Because I put that same kind of pressure or no. I put that same responsibility on women to see through that. As a man, you really have to though, because as a leader, it's your job to not allow negative influences into your life or into your family's life. So as a man, you gotta have discernment.
Yeah, and you definitely have to see past that because they say, oh, she was a good girl, she was this. Oh, but I cheated on her and she went left. And yeah, but in reality, a woman that is a good woman and she respects herself and who she is and knows herself and knows who she is, she's not even gonna allow you to provoke her to cheat back.
Right.
Or to get some get back.
Right.
Or to treat you like this because if it's not in her and she's not capable of it, she's not gonna do it. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
Yes.
So if you're saying I did this to her, I've been doing this, yeah, I know it's my fault, but no, you didn't discern between the type of woman she was because it does not match her.
Yeah.
She should not be provoked to step outside of you unless she says, I'm leaving you.
I'm leaving.
Unless she says, I'm leaving you.
I'm leaving.
Then that's a different story. But for her to step outside and then be like, oh, I did that because you did this. You didn't discern that woman well.
Yeah. Stop acting like all of a sudden she just got these negative ass traits. She just got this rebellious ass spirit out of nowhere when you seen it. You know what the problem is with every dude?
What?
They think they are the exemption. They think they're exempt.
Exempt from what? Are they the exemption because they're the top tier man?
That's what he think. That's what he thinks.
Because they're doing everything a man is supposed to do for himself and a woman and his family. That's where I call that delulu man.
They're delusional just like women.
Okay.
And in that aspect of, and I'm saying like women because men keep saying women are delusional.
Yeah.
Do you know how many men I know that's delusional? That's in women inboxes and they're talking to themselves for years, for months at a time, and saying as soon as she's done with her boyfriend, as soon as he does something that she don't like, she's gonna come talk to me.